Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going? Starting a new day, new vlog. I know I haven't uploaded in about 3 days precisely, um, but there's no excuse for it. I should have kept up with it. I was doing other things that I thought were more important, and yeah. So essentially, what I'm gonna do is I'm going to vlog to you guys. I'm gonna be cleaning up my room because obviously I have stuff that shouldn't belong in here, and I need to clean this stuff up. That's part of the new responsibility that I'm taking on myself, and I know that sounds weird. Like, cleaning your room is sort of like a basic responsibility that everyone should have kind of like engraved into themselves. But I admittedly suck at it. I sucked at it for a really long time, and I'm only now getting like at least okay with it. Essentially, I I would always just be terrible at cleaning my room. And now I'm making it harder because I'm trying to make a video while doing it. But I would always be terrible at cleaning my room. And I just gave my parents a hard time about everything, especially with cleaning my room. And it just slowed me down in life. It didn't make me feel like I was progressing anywhere. It made me feel like slower in the sense where I couldn't focus on things that I wanted to do because of the fact that I was too busy walking or climbing mountains of dirt and clothes that had piled up in my room. So it was a huge distraction to everything I wanted to do and everything that I thought I could set myself out to be. So cleaning my room is like sort of that thing that gives me space to breathe and think clearly, because how can I expect to do anything that's, I guess, accurate if I can't keep the most basic thing accurate, or at least clean and I guess organized. There you go. How can I expect myself to create anything that's organized if I can't even keep the basic things organized? So I'm currently just gonna be cleaning my room and stuff. I know it's kind of like boring content, but again, I always try to tie in everything that I'm doing with some sort of things that I've learned in the past. And I'm sorry if like the camera's like extra rocky because my knee is acting a little funnier than usual. Ever since I injured it, it's never really felt like this. So hopefully it's nothing too serious. But yeah. So I just finished cooking, so I actually do have a lot of dishes to take care of, which sucks. But again, I got the cooking out of the way, so that's a sacrifice I kind of had to make. And I'd rather get it out of the way ASAP and just have it in the fridge and then microwave it later, because I really don't care how it tastes. I know it tastes good. Like, I don't care about the fact that I have to microwave it to heat it up or something. I'm going to bring this to my girlfriend because she really loves these, and I kind of hate the peaches and cream flavor. I only get the apple and cinnamon. Put these away. And that's another thing I'm trying to take care of is, like, not just my room now, but since nobody else is in the house, I try to keep everything organized. Let's see. I should clean the stovetop. But I'll just turn this off for now. And actually, let me get some light in here. My computer's here because I was right there. Because I was cooking and learning this new design platform to create websites. It's called Webflow, and it's freaking awesome. It's like what most platforms are, drag and drop. One of them, like the more popular platforms to create websites, are always like drag and drop. It's more of like an advanced drag and drop, because what it lets you do is it also lets you, for the advanced coders or website creators, designers, it allows them to create something using code and then just literally drop it in to the website instead of having to go through all of this, like, I guess, I don't know, it's like a translation type thing. Because, like, most of the times, if you write something in, let's say, HTML, and you want to just, like, there was no, before Webflow, there was no thing that could just let you, like, all right, boom, like, just drop it into this website and then it'll pop up. You always had to write it onto the website and do it manually. Whereas here you can write something, drop it in, test it, and then just take it right out and just with one click. I'm assuming that that's the reason they did that. Because really I don't know much about the history of coding and web design because I recently just got into it, only for the sake of saving myself money, not having to hire someone, and also for the sake of learning all about that stuff so that I can do it for my artists myself, and not for the sake of like charging more because like, oh, I'm doing it myself, but for the sake of just like even saving overhead, let's say, so I don't have to hire someone else. Because I mean, like, you want like a 4-page website, I can make that easily, you know, at that point once I learn more. I'm not saying coding or making websites or is anything close to easy. It's actually very difficult. All right, and I'm gonna have to put you guys down just for another quick second because I need to fold this blanket. But this is part of my I guess discipline or action mission that I have for myself, is to really just, excuse my language, but get my shit together. Because for a long time, my parents, my mom in particular, she would say, oh, you know, you don't have responsibility, you don't have discipline, you don't have all these things. When all I thought at the time was like having responsibility meant you kept your grades up, you did the dishes when you were told, and I didn't even come close to that. And you know that you didn't do stupid stuff. Well, that's partly true. But for the most part, it's not just like the things that you're told to do, but it's having the awareness of other things that you aren't really told to do directly, and to still be able to do them. So for example, like let's say, you know, this sounds kind of funny, but not forgot, but let's say my mom forgot to tell me to do the dishes. Having responsibility would mean that I still did them even if I wasn't told to. So that's kind of like what I'm aiming towards. Hold on, let me focus and trying to get this blanket folded because I can't seem to do that. I have my technique where I find all the corners and I try to put them together because it's like impossible. I'm like, if you looked at me, you this is laughable. This is actually, I should have set the phone up for you guys to see this, but that's a little embarrassing. Whip up. All right. Actually, this is a kind of a weird angle. I don't think any video might have this angle. Hey, I'm gonna go famous on YouTube just for giving you guys some awesome angles to look at. Like, look at this fan. You like it? Anyways, that's what I'm kind of doing for myself, and I think it's working. I'm giving myself some discipline. I'm giving myself a lot of things to think about, like what I didn't do in the past versus what I'm doing now, and the fact that I'm self-aware. And one of the like best feelings is that my mom took notice of it. So she was like, I noticed that you're taking a lot more responsibility. And I was like, that felt really good. Just like that affirmation, I guess, was like, wow, people are actually like, you can actually notice a difference. I got this pile of clothes. I did my bed. You see? There you go. And I think the only thing that's left is the clothes. So I'm just gonna drag and drop, just like the website design, and put it on my bed. And then I'm gonna fold it. But I'm kind of making this video. I don't want to bore you guys with this. I'm gonna do that after this video. I kind of want to tell you guys about just that point in my life where I was like, dude, you gotta wake up. Holy shit, it looks like I have a filter on. There we go. You gotta wake up, Emilio, and you gotta do this stuff. Like, I kept telling myself over, I know I can't pinpoint where it was, but I was really contradictory of my, I was contradicting myself, or I was hypocritical. I was a hypocrite. I was always saying like, oh, you can't, I was always telling people like, oh, you can't, you know, how can you do something for someone else if you can't take care of yourself? I was like just basically regurgitating what a lot of these huge mentors were telling me through these YouTube videos or whatever, or the free webinars or something like that. And I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. If I tell people like that, they're going to think I'm smart, whatever. And blah, blah, blah. And I have my own business and blah, blah, blah. I was like glorifying it all. and I was putting up like a shield. So I was like, oh, I can lie to myself, and even if I don't do these things, as long as I'm saying it, I must be going in the right direction. And that's completely, that's the lie that I feel like a lot of these kids, and when I say kids, probably like it still goes up to like my age group and even higher sometimes. That's what a lot of these kids fall into is, excuse me. Whew, I thought I had to sneeze. I guess I got a dust in this room too or something. That's the lie that a lot of these people are falling into, is that all I have to do is just think and say what these mentors are saying, and it'll just intrinsically evolve me into this better person. I think that there's some truth to that, because if I didn't start at least saying it or thinking it, I wouldn't be thinking about it in my head and realizing, hey, I'm a hypocrite. Let me actually take some action and change this in my life. So there's some truth into that, but I don't think you won't get there any quicker. You won't get to taking action any quicker just by saying it more, just by even listening to it more, or just by hearing it more. It's really up to you at that point to, once you've heard it all, once you can literally recite it, like you're reciting the Bible or something, like your favorite quote. I think at that point, that's when you need to wake up and realize, okay, I got this memorized, literally like the back of my hand. Why am I not doing anything about it? Or if you are doing something about it, why aren't you doing more about it? Right? Like, I thought about it again. I'm like, 2 weeks ago, I was like, oh man, check this out. I'm doing my bed. I'm taking care of my hygiene even more. I'm watching what I eat. I haven't been watching what I'm eating. I'm just now recently like really watching what I'm eating. That's partly because of my girlfriend. She's helping me do that. But, I hyped myself up and I was like, whoa. You're only literally doing the basics and you're getting hyped up about it. Like, congrats, Emilio. And this is me talking to you, but there's people out there that literally had no homes and that are still making more money than you right now. Like, they got out of worse scenarios and situations. Like, sure, celebrate, be happy for yourself, but slow your roll, because that's nothing to like really, go on a celebratory rampage about. So I'm thinking of like, what else can I do? So that's why I so easily picked up like watching what I eat. When my girlfriend said, "Hey, you need to stop eating out," I contemplated about it, and I was like, just whatever. It's not. It's just eating out. Like, I don't eat that much. Like, I don't take care of myself because I don't eat that much throughout the day. And the few times that I do, it's like eating out. And I'm like, well, if I only eat like once a day and it's only junk food, then I guess my body washes it out, or it's not that bad for me because, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But that it's pretty detrimental. And so now I'm actively cooking for myself, and I'm trying to eat better, or I'm going to start eating better. So that I think like this mentality it evolves from hearing and listening to the right things and the good things. Then it evolves to doing at least one thing. Just adopt one good thing to do, whether it's doing your bed or just pick one responsibility to be absolutely disciplined at, right? And once you perfect it, see what another thing you can pick up, right? Think to yourself, what is something I consider a priority or a responsibility that I do continuously? Because like if it's something that you do every day, or that you have to do every day, or something that you should do every day, then that's going to be easier to pick up on than something you should do once a month or once a week, because you'll fall off of it, because then you're like, oh, if I miss my chance this week, there's always next week. You know what I mean? So something like, I don't know, I used to not brush my teeth twice a day. I used to brush my teeth only once a day. And I was like, screw that. I'm going to keep staying on top of it, right? So I even started picking up flossing, like legitimately flossing. I've never flossed at all for consecutive days. This is the first time I've actually flossed for like about 3 weeks now straight. And I'm like, what? This is crazy. You know what I mean? And I know that, like, again, that's nothing to really be, that's basic hygiene. Like, that's kind of childish that I haven't flossed. But what I'm explaining is, pick up things that are really like you don't think about it, or that are happening on a daily basis that you should be doing, and then you'll see your discipline slowly start to grow, because that's what I'm seeing. And I think eventually, once I move on, once I get this like solidified, cemented discipline for all these basic foundational things, then I can move on to something like, okay, now you need to consistently and build your discipline on making sales, or phone calling, or going to the gym, but only picking one, right? Treat it as like another foundational type thing, and not treating it as like I'm going out into this outworldly thing of new responsibility. No, I'm gonna treat it like, this is how I'm gonna test myself. I'm gonna treat it like a foundational thing, and then work on it like that, because that's been so far working for the foundational things, right? So I'll see how I can adapt to it, but I wanted to tell you guys like what it is I'm doing to help my discipline and such. So yeah. All I have to do, I mean, I'm sorry if this is a really long video, but all I have to do left is just disclose stuff, finish an article for, not an artist, but an artist manager. Shout out to you, Dex. I'm finishing the article today. I'm going to let you know. And I also got to upload this video, upload another video that I recorded with this little guy right here. We have this camera, the Canon G7X, and what else? Oh, and I have to meet up with my girlfriend. I cooked partly for me and for her, so I made like the whole batch of meat, and I'm gonna give her some because I promised her. And that's it. Yeah. I mean, I gotta read. I gotta work on the website too. So I'm gonna try to take care of that, as much stuff as I can. I'm gonna let you guys go, and yeah. I don't know what I'm walking out of my room for. All right, peace out, guys. Thanks for listening. Stay tuned for the next episode to get notified. Just go ahead and hit the subscribe button, and then hit the bell notification bell thing, and make sure it does the ding. I don't know if it does a ding. Just make sure it dings. So it dings you about any new videos that I upload, all right? Peace out, guys.